Some friends and I are doing a little club where we experiment with different interaction prototyping tools to try to replicate applications with interesting micro interaction design. And today I want to play with Play, which is an app I haven't used much before. So we're going to be replicating this interaction you see at the left, which is clear, the interaction of pulling down to add a new item to the to-do list. It's a very nice interaction. There's some haptics you can't feel and also some sounds. Um, so just some things I noticed. Uh, when I put my finger down, nothing happens immediately, but as soon as I start moving, all of the other colors shift to the next color in the palette, and we start manipulating this extra cell that says add thought question mark. It has kind of a constant opacity mask gradient across it. And once we get to the threshold, there's like a very subtle color difference as well. Once we get to the threshold, add thought becomes add thought. And if we continue, it actually stretches. Just a cute detail. There's haptics throughout here, the various transitions. And when I let go, we get the keyboard. So I'm going to record a video of this. And swipe down above the keyboard to dismiss it. Right. I guess that's true throughout iOS. Okay, so we have this recording. We're going to try to use play.app to recreate it. And normally what I would do is just play with screenshots here to recreate this. But here, that's going to be tough because the colors of all these rows are supposed to change. Um, so I'm going to instead just quickly and roughly recreate this UI. All right, so I'm in design mode in play. I've never really used this. Okay, presumably we can draw a rectangle using the rectangle tool. No, that is like resizing something. Okay, okay, great. So what's with this gap at the top of the screen? Is that the safe area maybe? Yeah, so no safe area. And this thing we're gonna make red. Hmm, I don't really want to name the color. Uh, Interesting, like I can't just make an ad hoc color. I can't, okay. Uh, Looks like there isn't a color picker facility, which is kind of obnoxious. I can, I think, maybe just drop this in here and maybe now I can just pull colors from it, maybe. Hmm. Yeah, I don't really see anything that would let me pull a color here. So I'm going to use Xscope's loop tool. There's probably been some um, distortion of the color through the like H.264 nonsense. Um, and I'm not quite sure what color space play uses. You know, who knows? Is it using P3? Maybe. Okay. But so D9 141E, kind of very meticulously and manually copying these colors across. Now, I was expecting that to give me a color, and it didn't because it's 0% opacity. Okay, so now we have this top bit, and it should say inside of it, I would like to learn these keyboard shortcuts. How do I insert? Mm, didn't work. Welcome. Mm. Oh, it's a symbol. Oh, I don't want to insert a symbol. I want to insert text. The delete key does not delete. I find that surprising. Uh, Right-clicking does not contain a delete option. Mm. I can click over here, maybe? No? How do I delete a layer? Jesus, come on. There's some irony in the fact that it's a trash can, given that it cannot be deleted. Okay, now it deleted. I don't understand why. The difference, okay, the status bar should be white. All right, so we would like to see, is this text? Yes. Okay, welcome to clear. And it should be what, pinned to the bottom, um, and the bottom left, and then this thing should have some padding. Um, this is where I would like to just like capture the layout. Can I grab a frame like this? Does that work? Okay, and part of the game here was to see how far we can get in, let's say, an hour. I don't actually know how long it's been. Let's say it's been 8 minutes. I don't know. I forgot to start the timer. So now the timer is going. Um, okay, how do I grab an image from my phone easily? I would like to be able to do that. I guess I will just airdrop it or use the shared clipboard, maybe? Yeah, okay, cool. Great, we've already got some color match problems. Why? All right. Um, Probably the H.264 nonsense I was talking about. This one on the left looks more true to life, so I'm going to believe this one. D8, 1, 2, 1D. 1D. Those do not match. Why did they not match? Probably something color spaces. Um, okay, yeah, Xscope is using sRGB, but we'll probably need to use the native display is probably what Play is expecting. So C7, 2F, 2A. Yeah, okay. Great. So we were still trying to style this text appropriately. And the reason why I clipped this image in here was that I wanted to measure it. So I don't quite understand why the scale is so off. So I expected 33% to be correct because that was a screenshot from an iPhone 14 Pro, which is 3 pixels per point. I'm now realizing that I don't know anything about the physical width of this page, 393 by 852. So this thing is, whoa, something weird. 852 over 1278, 2/3. Okay, don't really understand, but fine. All right, so now we can kind of roughly align stuff. I'm just going to be super lazy about this. This is using Xscope's measuring tool 26. We don't have to be very accurate about this, of course, but it didn't do anything. Hmm, why not though? Great. All right. Well, uh, is it because I've done this pin thing? And so the padding, uh, I don't understand. But I think for these purposes, choose not to care. All right. The scale is something, I don't know what the scale is. So I'm just gonna eyeball this. Whoops. We lost our, now it's invisible. Why is it invisible? Opacity is 100%. Hmm. Why are you invisible? I like these controls that let me make quick adjustments. I have no idea. So now I'm moving this thing around. How does this relate? Oh, okay, it's changing the offset XY values. Uh, okay, why? Why are you invisible? Okay, maybe it's just a bug. Let's try again. Man, software. Okay. Whoop. So you should be white. Where's the? Oh, here. I would like to just be able to click and type. That would be really nice. Okay, close enough, I think. And looks like maybe there's some kind of shadow. No, yeah, okay. Colors still look slightly different. I'm not quite sure why. Maybe it's just perceptual. Uh, yeah, it looks like this is actually dithered. Mm, don't know why. And is this white white? It is white. All right. Something about the text looks a little bit different, but I'm gonna leave it for now. So the first row, the first row has the same color as the header, but once you start pulling, it shifts to orange. Okay, so we're gonna have a series of rows. We have the stack. Okay, so we're gonna have a series of stacks. Each one is gonna be some number of points high, like maybe that many points. And each one's gonna have a text thing inside of it, which is gonna be pinned. Mm, yeah, these tools don't really work the way I expect. I think I expect this offset to stay, and then I change the pinned value, and then the offset is expressed relative to the pinned value. Um, I think I also, yeah, I also expect to see guides when I'm like manually adjusting these offsets. I want to see that I have it aligned with that one above, but instead I just have to remember that it's 20. All right, so again, I'm just eyeballing here. Whoop, that's definitely not bold. Semi-bold? Yeah, that looks pretty good. You really do look like there's some kind of treatment, like a really light shadow or something. I don't think that's just a mock band. Yeah, yeah, that's a shadow. Okay. Is there a shadow here too? Yeah, there's a reduction. Note we go to B from C. Right. I'm not going to worry too much about that because I want to emphasize uh, interaction in my prototype today. Uh, but it bothers me that I'm not, oh, jeez, that I'm not easily able to make the colors line up. And well, okay, can ignore that. So I have a row. I make another row. So we got these four rows, and clearly the height isn't quite right. Um, yeah, it's not quite the selection behavior I want because I don't want to select the text elements. I just want to select the rows. And okay, and this is incrementing by so many. Great. Okay, so I really wish there were a eyedrop tool here. This is going to get real tedious real quick. All right, CD4A2F. And then this one is D66E35. I really should be creating styles for these because soon I'm going to have to roll them. All right, so I'm going to call this color 3 D66. Oh, wait, no. How do I change what color 3 is? Oh no. But how do I? Uh, uh, okay. D66EP5. You are color three. Do I have two color threes now? Of course I do. How do I delete one? Over here. All right. So I'm going to call this two. It's fine, and the spelling doesn't matter. Call this one. This guy, four. Oh yeah, cool. Now I think I don't have the left align quite right. Yep, it's pretty far off. All right. Uh, yeah, so when I hover over this, I get an cursor that suggests to me that I should be able to drag it, but I can't drag it. I have to actually click the knob to drag it. Um, all right, great. So we have the initial screen. That took us about a third of my time. Uh, I'm sure that it would be faster if I were more familiar with the tool. Now, we want to make it so that when I pull down, um, immediately all of them shift to the next color in the sequence. So we need to do some kind of scrolling interaction. I know it's supposed to be possible to do interactions. So let's see. Scroll, set. Oh, not on tap, but okay. Right. Scroll started. That's lovely. Okay, so when the scroll starts, we're going to shift a bunch of the colors. Hmm. Okay, so it's giving me a bunch of like things I can do. So if this, then that. We set a state. Hmm. Okay. Right. So I guess I can give these things states, maybe? Although I can say like there's a state where they where there's another element added, and in that state, all of these rows have different color settings. How to create a state though? Hmm. Okay. Okay. So maybe that's just for components. So, okay, maybe I need to componentify these rows. Um, okay, okay, I see. So this is the default state, and right. So this needs then to become like a state of the component. All right, so we have to redo our work here a bit. That's okay. We're gonna, I don't know, if I change this now to this strange sort behavior to color two, um, boy, it really should tell me something like, oh, you're not in the normal state or something. Summon main. Hmm. So I expect clicking here to show me the options and it doesn't. I don't know why. Bugs? Okay, clicking there does. All right, so now did that become part of the state? No. So how do I make it so that that color change, summon main create? Okay, so maybe I just have to do it here. Can I edit the name of the state? And again, clicking here just, hmm, all right. So I think this red dot means I've edited it from the main, like the default value. Okay, apply to, I don't want it to apply to the default state. I want it to be, okay. Okay, I think that's doing what I want. So I have to specify the various states over here in the component rather than on my canvas. Now, I would like to change the name of the state. Can I do that? Because otherwise this, oh, rename. I don't know, I didn't see that earlier. Okay, great. I'm not quite sure what the, oops. Okay, now it's not letting me change the name. Maybe because default state is special. Yeah, it appears to be that default state is special. That's fine. All right, so this one's going to be color three. The and right, four. Okay, and there's going to be a color five, which we haven't defined yet. I know the color is going to be a little weird here because of the encoding E1983. We're going to call this color five. Okay, cool. So now default state. Okay, so from here we have two. Oh, I gotta redo. Oops. Okay. So from here I have two choices, I think. I think I can go over here and I can on scroll, um, I can set all of those rows to I can set all those rows to be to have a different state for the different color. Um, or I can make a component that contains them all and have a different state for when it has five elements. And I think I may do the latter. I'm realizing that my like scroll strategy here isn't quite right because, oops, my scroll strategy here isn't quite right because this header needs to stay pinned to the top. Um, oh, does this pin to, does it behave that way with scrolling also? Hmm. All right, well, we want this to not automatically scroll, but always vertically scroll. And okay, I have to, um, I guess I don't have the play app. Thought I did. Right, I should be showing you my phone. Okay, here's phone. Okay, here's play app. Sure, looking for Mac. It's encouraging. Hmm. Well, this doesn't seem to be working, so I'm just gonna sign it. I already did. Okay, so it's showing my device, but I wanna like use this as a previewer device. I guess I don't know how to do that. Uh, yeah, I think I expected. Okay, connect to Mac OS maybe. There we go. Okay, okay. So I'm trying to scroll and I'm not able to scroll. I'm gonna show the touch indicators. I think that'll help. So scrolling is not working. Um, is it scrolling none? Why is it none when I just set it to be something? Ugh. Um, okay, maybe the page can't scroll and I have to put all of these in a container, maybe? And then I make, whoop, that's not what I expected. Oh, oh, they didn't implement contextual menus correctly. So when I have multiple selected here and I right click, it doesn't behave correctly. It's only performing the action on the one that I right clicked on. Okay, so how do I group these? Okay, I guess that worked. Um, I don't want a gap. Okay, can I make you scroll? I declare that you scroll. All right, maybe that it has to be, oops, not auto, but actually I guess it has to be like larger than this. Yeah. All right. It's not really right. It's a scrolling none. It's weird. Mm, all right. So now the stack fills the whole screen. I don't know why it isn't rubber banding. Seems like it should be. I guess if I make it like 101%, then it'll. Eh. All right. Well, I'm sure there's a more graceful way to do that and actually get the behavior I want, but this will do for now. So, uh, I also want that heading to cling to the top, right? Yeah. Maybe that's what pin 2 does. Ugh. Well, okay. That sort of makes sense, actually. So, fine. Yeah, hey. Whoop. Oh, that's the real app. Ha ha ha. Nope, still not the right behavior. The behavior we want, just to articulate it clearly, is that if I pull down, I don't move the heading. The heading is sticky. But if I pull up, the heading moves. Um, what is this? Trigger? It's an animation? Uh, oh, I see. This is like when you become visible, do something. I don't want that. Uh, no. I want this the page, maybe? Again, this is the app. Well, kinda. So it's not moving when I scroll up, but it's also not moving when I scroll down. Hmm. This is just determining where it's going to end. Uh, if I do a paging scroll, hmm. Yeah, right. I don't know how to express this. Let's see. Uh, maybe I'll search the. Mm, maybe it's like an interaction, like while this thing is being scrolled, and I guess it's not this thing that's being scrolled. Um, like while this stack is being scrolled, uh, maybe I set the height of the, yeah, so it's like maybe I manipulate the height of that heading element to be, yeah, this is describing it as like a linear function of the scroll amount. That is not a natural way. Hmm. I could maybe hack that together, but it's really not. Hmm. Well, I'm gonna just ignore not knowing how to make the heading properly sticky for now. And I think what I'm gonna do instead is like turn this whole stack into a component. Um, well, that was ungraceful. So I what I did there, okay, and undo didn't actually undo it. That's not good. But okay, so I made this into a component and then I clicked go to main and then the main component was added to the canvas. I don't really know where it conceptually lives before I click that. Um, but then it was put immediately on top of this. And then I pressed undo and it didn't go away. Just not great. So anyway, what I'm going to do is make a new state where why? So that was not a duplicate. Hmm. This like this does not build. This does not inspire confidence uh, in this tool that I am learning. It does not make me excited to learn the tool to see it bug out in this way. All right, but yeah. So what we're going to do is in this state, um, we're in the state with 5 rows. We're going to have a fifth row. And does number of children, can that be state dependent? Yeah, cool. Okay. Okay, cool. So, and it's going to be whatever the text is, add thought and right. So this one, the default color, they all shift down the color wheel, these analogous colors. Okay. I can already tell the H.265 stuff that screwed up this last color, but I'm not going to worry about it for now. Um, right. So this shouldn't be showing the state, it should be showing the default state. Hmm, okay. So when we start scrolling, Hmm, I see. So I guess I have to design the interaction on the component rather than on the instance of the component. Which sort of makes sense, but it's annoying. Okay. So while scrolling, no, not set height. We're going to do and set the state of self to with 5 rows. So that didn't work. While scrolling, set state self. Oh, um, okay. That's not actually doing it. Um, maybe it's because I made this other. Why did they disappear? Uh, mysterious. So interaction state. Okay, while scrolling, maybe maybe I do it on scroll started. Nope, still not working. Um, I notice also that there aren't 5 rows here. And why is that? Okay, so maybe it was. No, no. All right. Um, yeah, I don't even really know how to debug what's going on here. Maybe the problem is that the page is actually what's scrolling rather than the stack. Because the stack is 100. I made it 101% in height, so it's the page that's scrolling. I think that's the problem. I think while scrolling is probably not what I want. Seems like it's meant for um, linearly connecting scroll values to some other value. All right, let's. Hey, okay. Uh, okay. Yeah, now I'm seeing the problem with this, the way we've done this. Um, really, it's like this add thought row should be hidden underneath. Okay. Well, maybe the way we can do that. How do I get to this other? There's a display where all the states could be here. Okay. So, right. So maybe it's more like here, I want to subtract from the Yeah, okay. Add thought is present in both of them, but in both of them, um, I'll adjust the padding so that add thought is hidden. Oop. All right. Um, yeah. So really, the states are actually about just changing the color scheme. And then when I pull down, that's what's going to make. Okay, so looking at my recorder, boy, the differences in those last colors don't show up at all. Is that, did I do something wrong? Or I just didn't capture the colors correctly? And like we're getting so much video compression or whatever. Yeah, it looks like the same color. Something's stupid here. Um, okay, so on my phone, 4 and 5 look like the same color. Here, there's a noticeable line between them. When I'm looking at my phone at this state, there's a clear difference between the colors. However, when I go over here, there's no difference between the colors. They're identical. So there's some bug in the prototype. Um, let's see. Uh, E1. Okay, yeah. So both of these bottom ones are color 5 now for some reason. This one should be color 4. Why isn't it? It's just a bug, maybe. Here it's switching correctly between the two states. Here it's not. I'm rapidly losing patience with this app. Okay, whatever. Let's pretend I don't care about that for now. The idea is that now this like extra add thought row is hiding up under here, and right when it reaches a certain scroll position, it should go kaploing and say add thought, and then it should stretch further even. All right, well let's design that. Let's just see what it's like to just play that out insofar as we can. I think, yeah, okay, so I can see already that we're going to have this problem where, like, I need add thought to fill that space. So I'm going to need it to stretch. And I don't know that the primitive interaction language here can express that. I think some permutation of this could possibly, well, let's play with it. That just didn't do anything. Um, Okay, well, that's something. I don't really know what it is, but it's something. And this should be a rubber band scroll too. I guess it is a rubber band scroll. Hmm. Yeah, the problem is that as I increase the height, it's shifting everything else down too. Yeah, really the way I would want to express this is like, hmm, well, it's something like when I've scrolled, and I don't really want to express it as a percentage, but like past, right, and they're negative percentages actually. So it's like to negative 100. So I'm like rubber banding, and Play won't let me set that. Yeah, now the height has been set to some negative value or something. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So this strategy for rubber banding isn't going to work. I think I could make the pop happen. That would be like once the scroll passes some position, scroll to, once you scroll to some position, I'd change the state of the row. I can make it pop. No, it's just this layout control stuff. It's giving me trouble here. Hmm. It's not easy to do this kind of thing, um, even with code. So, like, what's happening here is that this top cell is getting taller, but if you just make the top cell taller, then that will interfere with the scroll offset. Um, because, like, so here we have there's a, uh, yeah, a negative scroll offset. So we've scrolled to like negative 70 or something. And but then as the scroll offset continues past negative 70 something, we add height to that top row while like if we just kept the scroll offset the same after adding height, then the whole thing would shift down, I think. No, up. Yeah, the whole thing would shift up. Um, so you also have to like honestly, I'd have to futz with the actual scroll offset values and see. But I think this tool just isn't going to give me the control I need to do this. Um, so I think I could maybe hack it by making that top row just be like a really tall row that's sliding underneath the welcome to clear heading that has like an opaque. You see, right in the middle of add thought, it's kind of clipped by the opaque background of welcome to clear. So if this add thought row is like an extra tall row, then as I drag it downwards, um, like maybe I don't adjust the height as I scroll. Instead, Um, it's just being dragged from further off screen. Um, I do still need to like adjust the height of the text, and I'm guessing Play doesn't want me to distort text like that, but maybe I can. Let's test it out. I'm pressing copy, I'm pressing paste, nothing's happening. I think that's because this is in a component. Why are the components elements showing? Ugh. Uh, okay, whatever. What I'm experimenting with now is can I um, scale in an invalid fashion this text, like with a 3D transform, maybe? Nope. Oh, you won't let me do a non-uniform scale? Boy, no, no. Limitations of these tools. When you reach their edges, you're just you're just stuck. You can't express what you want to express. I mean, you could say that it's dubious, this stretch effect on the text. Like, not a good thing to do to glyphs. But I don't know, it feels pretty good on the device. I like the design. Okay, I'm gonna stop there. I am feeling not satisfied with this experience. I think, yeah, my last couple of prototyping experiences are making me feel like really the thing to do is to just get way more comfortable with rapidly doing this kind of stuff in Swift UI. Problems there too, but at least you don't run off an expressivity cliff. Uh, I mean, I guess Swift UI has its expressivity problems, but less and less with time, and you can always drop down to UI kit. Hmm. All right. Well, that's that.